Welcome everyone back to North to Prem. In today's episode we have two fixtures, one in the Championship, one in the FA Cup. And when I said we were going to play quite a lot of games, yeah, we've played a lot of games. As you can see, it's actually been rather good, but kind of boring because we've just been absolutely dominating. We're far too good for the Championship. We never should have went down. But sometimes when you're in a rut and you just join a club in turmoil, it's just too hard to turn around. So we haven't managed to do that, but we have managed to make the second season rather successful. As you can see, we went on a very long unbeaten run in the Championship before then losing to old club Lincoln. Quite a few basically everyone, but I don't know who Aaron Dyer is, but Lopez, Alanga, Sorensen, all my former boys. So very disappointing. We got knocked out in the League Cup by Premier League Everton with a 92nd minute goal, so not too bad there. We then continued on in the Championship, as you can see, winning plenty games, lots of clean sheets, lots of goals, and we progressed in the FA Cup, which is what we've got today, the fourth round against Sheffield United. So as you can see, we're absolutely flying. There's not really a reason. We've not drawn a game all season. We're absolutely flying. So we're going to play these two games today, and then we're just going to go to the end of the season because there's not, like I said, we wouldn't do many episodes in this Championship season because I just thought we were far too good for it. And as you can see, we're absolutely flying. Season preview has us top. We're in most of our players are in the 11. As you can see, we've had some great performers across the squad already so far. Where do I see the goals? Tactics, isn't it? Yeah, as you can see, I mean, Pablo Sanchez has been a big surprise. But looking at him, he only looks all right. He's only a good Championship player. But he's been terrific. 12 goals and 25 appearances as the second striker almost. Dejan Azevic had a little injury at the start, but once he's got playing, he's been unbelievable. 20 and 26. What a man. Neto 12, Sergio 7, 6 from Maxi, which is quite surprising, being the ball-winning midfielder, but quite a few of those have been from corners. Dennis with 3, Hadashok, Garuda with 14, he's been incredible as well. Contreras has got 4, so pretty much everyone's playing. In terms of transfers, because we are in January, we have done a little bit of business. So to go, where were we at the start of the season? What will it have been? September-ish? Yeah, August, September-ish. I don't think you'll have missed anything too much around here. Would you have met... You might not have met this boy. Anyway, Hara Mustic, if you haven't met him, is a Croatian 20-year-old. He can play left-back, he can play centre-back, he can play ball-winning midfielder, DM. We've mostly been playing him at left-back. As you can see, he came in on a £4.4 million deal from Dynamo, and he looks very decent, very good squad player to have. We signed a couple more boys, but in terms of the exits, as you can see, we've got a few that have left. Just a couple of young players in there. One of the big ones was Joel Ndala. He wasn't really playing too much. We signed him on a free this year. As you can see, pretty average compared to how good everyone else is playing. So he's left on a £6 million deal. So for someone we signed in the summer for free, to move him on for £6 million, pretty good. Another one that we signed on a free and moved on, Taylor Booth. He joined us on a free transfer. He was pretty good, but he was kicking up a fuss over various things, so we sold him to Mexico for 30 million. Not going to complain about that. So 36 million came in there. As you can see, financially we are flying. Massive profits there. 133 million pound made this season. FFP we're fine. We've got a projected period end of 60 million, so we've got money to spend. As you can see, transfer budget's still massive, wage budget's still high. We are well under budget on everything. We've only got 70 mil in the bank, so I'm not really looking to spend too much. We are looking to bring one player in, but we'll see how we get on with that. We are in no rush. We have spent a little bit of money though, because we're mostly restricted by FFP rather than transfer budgets or our finances. The first one in is Anthony Manessi. He's our new January signing. He is a 21-year-old Italian centre-back, left-back, right-back. He basically just covers everywhere on the back line. He joins us from Salento, which I think is Lecce, for 13 and £7,500. That's not right. 13.75 million. Let's just keep it easy. He's only came in recently. He's only played a couple games, but a good little squad player. Another one that... I don't know what I clicked there. Another good little squad player is Gregor Pla. We're just going to call him Pla. He joins us from Angers in France. He was obviously playing in the second tier, had some games in the first tier as well. Been pretty good his whole career, really. Joins us for £6.75 million on a 4-year deal. He's going to be one of our other midfield options. And then another midfield option is Luis Enrique, a 20-year-old Brazilian. Good bit of potential. Looks like a decent player. He joins us on a £12.5 million deal from Fluminense. I think that is. It's just Flu in Football Manager, but I'm pretty sure it's Fluminense or Fluminense. He was playing pretty well in the second division of Brazil. So he's joined us on a £12.5 million deal on, again, another 4-year deal. So squad-wise, we are looking strong. As you can see, lots of good performance there. New goalkeeper's been good. Frimpong, absolute cheat code in the championship. Centre-backs have been terrific. Martinez, yeah, he looks a right player. He looks like we've got a wonder kid partnership that's going to serve us for pretty much the full future. Book's still only been okay. I kind of expect him to be a little bit better, so maybe not our long-term option at left-back. Maxi and Medic have been great in the middle. Sergio's been a little bit iffy, but he's coming into some good form now. And Neto on the left, Sanchez and Dijanovic, unbelievable. We've seen some growth from Presland. He's improving. As you can see, he's up to a championship player now, so good to have him. Hadashok still improving. Manesi there, obviously. So overall, I think the only one that's not really improved too much is Contreras. He's only doing okay. He might be a little bit of a heart purchase, but we're going to keep him around because I love him. Gruder's been great. I can see he is a little bit unhappy. There is a chance Gruder moves on. He's kind of causing a bit of an issue, but we won't worry about it too much. So that's just basically an update on what's been going on, rather than do tons of episodes of just us winning loads of games. It doesn't seem much point. So we just got a little bit of a January check-in, and then we will basically play these games and then get to the end of the season for the next episode. So for our first game of the episode, we are away to Huddersfield in the Championship, and this is the team that we're going for. We've got Wonder Kid goalkeeper Brasida in goal, Jeremy Frimpong at right back, our Wonder Kid centre-back partnership of Evans and Martinez, Victor Book on the left, a midfield two of Maxi, who he's not a Wonder Kid. Is Medic a Wonder Kid? He is a Wonder Kid. Medic and Maxi in the middle. Sergio, who is no longer a Wonder Kid. That's a shame, but I'm sure he was. And Neto on the left. Again, not a Wonder Kid. So these lads are getting downgraded from playing in the Championship. No, okay, we've got less Wonder Kids than I thought. But anyway, we won't worry about it. Okay, I'm glad he still is. Right, Medic and Maxi in the middle, Sergio on the right, Neto on the left, Sanchez and Dijanovic up top, and that is our bench. Let's go. Ooh, got the instant result thing there. As you can see, been doing some plenty rebuild content, but we don't do any instant results in North to Prem. We do play all these games. Even obviously the ones off camera, we're still playing those as well. We don't do any instant result nonsense there, but as you can imagine, with rebuilds, you kind of have to. There's no way you can get through the whole season playing every game. You'd be there forever. So we just sim most of the games, to be honest with you. That's a behind the scenes look at the rebuilds, but there you go. Can't even change up to the league table in the visualizer. Now, we have been absolutely dominant, but you can absolutely guarantee as soon as we do this episode on camera, we are just not going to get a result today against 15th place Huddersfield. You just know it. You can just tell. Anyway, Jeremy Frimpong playing in the Championship. Who'd have thunk it? It plays it forward. Sanchez picks the ball up, plays it through to Dijanovic. Those two have got a lovely little partnership going on, by the way, Dijanovic and Sanchez. Dijanovic on the ball, plays it to a Neto, falls to Medic, who wildly smashes his effort wide of the post. Let's get the league table on now so we can see just how far ahead. As you can see, we're about 20 points clear. Now, I think there is obviously games in hand there, but there's no way we're not winning the league at this point. We are absolutely running away with it. I think we've not drawn a game all season. I think we've only lost 3 or 4 games. So yeah, lots of 3 points there. Pretty much every game's a win for us, and we want another one today because the earlier we can get the promotion wrapped up, the earlier the players can get happy again that we are no longer relegated, because that was one thing they were all kicking up a fuss against. Great. I knew it. I knew as soon as we get on an episode, we'll lose, even though we've been terrific all season. We've just given away a penalty. I think it was a Neto giving away the penalty. Oh, Brasida, big Brasida. He's not that big, but he's big in spirit because he just kept out a penalty kick there from Huddersfield, and now the set piece. Oh, he's full of confidence. Look at him, saves the penalty. You know that would happen in real life as well. As soon as they had that confidence that they'd saved a penalty, they'd come claiming every corner. Great save there from Brasida. Just absolutely great goalkeeper. He's been great. He's been terrific. But Huddersfield working their way down. That's lovely work from Martinez, who's been probably one of the signings of the season, to be honest. Dijanovic picks the ball up, plays it back to Neto, smashes it back to Maxi, who gets his 7th goal of the season. As you can see, we just absolutely overload the box in the Championship. With it, the quality we have is unbelievable. We've got a lot of good players here who can definitely play in the Premier League. I mean, I think this is a Premier League 11. I don't think there's anyone in this squad, maybe Sanchez, attribute and rating wise, who isn't a Premier League player, but maybe Book as well. I think going forward, we probably need a proper pressing forward and a proper left back, and I think we can give the Premier League a proper good go next season. But Sanchez, Looked to have been fouled there, but he might have just been brushed off the ball. But once again, us winning the ball back really well. Sergio finds Frimpong, plays through back to Sergio. Can he find an option in the middle? Whips it in, doesn't fall to anyone. And it'll come back to Medic, who will look for a way to get it back in the box, and it looks like he might just be doing it himself. Plays it back to Victor Buk, who smashes it in. Doesn't fall to anyone, but it does fall to Sergio at the back stick, who plays it one. Wow, it's triangles. What we're doing incredible stuff. Frimpong trying to go himself, doesn't manage to pull it off. But once again, we just get the ball back and recycle. Lovely ball over the top, and Dijanovic should probably be doing better there. He should definitely be making more of that opportunity. But he's been our top goal scorer, so we won't criticise him too much. But even with the penalty, we're leading the game. So Aneto's been much better this year. Sergio, yeah, same. Pretty much everyone that looked like a good signing, but just didn't seem to click last year in the Premier League. Yeah, they're all. Obviously, the drop in level has made a big difference. And as you can see, Aneto having a great game there. I think we found his position. I think we were struggling a little bit last year when we did get him from Napoli for big money as well. So we were a little bit like, oh, is this a bad signing kind of thing? But I think we just needed to find his position. I think it's on the left. He seems to be where he plays best. He gets in amongst it. He gets assists. He's quick, so he's probably too quick to play up front maybe. He's better off using his talents on the wing. Sergio with a good effort there, but the goalkeeper from Huddersfield does keep it at 2-0. But again, this is why I didn't want to do too many episodes in this league, because obviously some people might be a little bit disappointed that we're just kind of flying through it. But is it fun to just win every game? I don't think it is. It's not even that fun to play, to be honest with you. Off camera, obviously I love that we're winning, but it's not, I feel like I'm just getting through the games. It's not like I'm like, oh, we really need to win this one. I'm not really, half the time I'm not even paying attention. I'm just clicking the buttons and off we go. But great play there. We'll make a couple subs. Gruda needs a bit of game time, so we'll bring him on for Sergio. Preslin could use some game time, so we'll bring him on for Frimpong. And we'll bring Luis Enrique on as well, so you can see what he's about. No, he's not a ball-winning midfielder, is he? Is he a deep-line playmaker? He is indeed. Get him on. Get him on as a deep-line playmaker. He's actually a little bit better than Medic. We'll think about that. See, at least on the star ratings, he's a little bit better, so we'll see how we feel about that, whether we need to feel the urge to replace him, I don't know. But Presland is definitely the weakest player in the squad, but it's just good to have him around because he's homegrown at club, so if we can get him up to a Premier League level player, and it looks like he's got the potential to do, though, as Aneto gets his second of the game, third goal contribution of the game. What a player. But if we can get Presland up to someone who can be at least just a squad player for us, and he's definitely improved this year, so it's good to see because he was shown as a League One ability at the start of the season, so the fact that he's now Championship halfway through, pretty good. But I mean, again, you can only really play one position, but if we can get him to just being a good squad player, he'd be someone to have as a second choice right back, and that helps us with when we hopefully eventually get into Europe. But you never know what could happen. Anyway, we'll make another sub, bring Hadashok. No, not in the middle. Where would we want to play him? We'll bring him on for Martinez. And should we bring little Kevin on? Little Kevin's coming on for Pablo. Actually, no, Aneto's absolutely wiped. What are we going to do here? We're a little bit light. We will chuck Dijanovic onto the left and put little Kev on up top. Little Kevin Contreras comes on up top. Dijanovic goes out wide. Yeah. Pablo Sanchez has been unbelievable this year. I really didn't expect him to be as good as he has been. He just scores all the time. And he hasn't shown it in this game because it's been the Aneto show, but he's been terrific. But we do look like we are going to walk out winners of this. It was a good ball in by Sanchez, and Maxi's quite big, He does do well from the set pieces, but this time, unfortunately, couldn't get his effort on target. It looks like we are going to walk out winners. Oh no! That is the worst thing that could happen. Dijanovic has pulled up. Right, Sanchez can go on the left. We'll just put Contreras as a one-man striker. The game's nearly done. It's not going to make a difference, but that's the last thing we want to see. Our main man getting injured. We definitely don't want to see that. I mean, we're down to 10 men here because we've made all our subs, and there's still a chance that we'll go and score another. Gruda standing over the ball. Whips one into little Kev, who knocks it down, and Rowan Presland gets his first goal for the club. What a moment for the youngster. Gets his first goal for the club. Lovely knockdown from Contreras as well, by the way. And we do win 4-0. Let's see. Hopefully this injury isn't too bad to Dijanovic. Thankfully, we've got good striking options, so I'm not overall worried about it too much, but we wouldn't want him to be out for long. Oh, that's nothing. He'll be back for the next game. We don't even need to worry about it. Woof. Nothing too bad there. What a game from a Neto. So, great result, and that's why we're not showing too many of these games, because we're just absolutely flying. FA Cup next, Sheffield United. A little bit something different, at least. So for our second game of the episode, we are away to Sheffield United in the FA Cup. And as you can see, we do have a new player. Marin Ljubicic comes in on a permanent deal from Inter Milan. They actually paid £40 million for him. As you can see, pretty good. Pretty much every time he played, 2 goals and 6, 3 goals and 6, 1 goal, 2 assists in 5. So he seems like he's okay. So they haven't really played him. We've got him on a cheaper than what they've paid for. Now he is, a couple of years older than what they got. But nevertheless, he was actually playing in Austria before going to Porto, before scoring a buttload in Portugal, which prompted Inter Milan to spend big on him. We've spent a bit of money on him, but I think it's a good deal. It's a 4-year deal. 27-year-old, he'll be about 31 when he's done. So he looks like a good decent Premier League player. He just looks like a very good pressing forward, good work rate, good pace, good first touch, strong, good balance, decent composure, good off the ball, decent teamwork. So just looks like an upgrade in a position where I think we were a little bit light in terms of up front. We do have a couple of bids for players. Gruda and Dennis both have bids, so we'll see how those develop. Whether we get those done in this episode, we won't know. But the rest of the team remains the same. I do think we could potentially change our left back. We've got Harun Mustik, who is probably more of a defensive-minded left back. And we do have, not Hadashok, who's the other one? Manesi, who is, again, probably more of a defensive-minded left-back. So I think if next season, if we play some probably bigger teams, we might play maybe one of those two rather than Book, who is much more of a, as you can see, quite an attacking fullback. So he's very good for the Championship, but whether we need that to settle down a little bit when we get to the Premier League, I don't know. But we would like to progress in the FA Cup. Obviously, I don't expect us to win it by any means, but we did get the final last year with very similar of a squad. So even though we are a Championship team at the minute, you would expect us to do quite well. It really just depends on the draw. We have got Sheffield United, who I think are also in the Championship. So this should be very, very winnable for us. As you know, we did really well winning the last game. They might even be in League One because they've won lots of games. Where are they? Can I click on you? How do I find out? Whatever. We'll ignore it. We won't worry about it. Sergio whips it in. Djanicevic did get back from his injury, so it didn't really affect him too much, and he is fully fit for this FA Cup game. Ljubicic comes straight in for his debut, even though Sanchez has been very, very good. I guess we didn't really need him, but it's good, it's nice to get players in for no particular reason. In terms of the wingers now, obviously Neto and Sergio are our primary wingers. If Gruda goes, Sanchez and Contreras can both play out wide as well as up front. So it's 2 players to cover 4 positions, but we should be okay. I don't see us needing those 4 positions rotating too much. Pretty much all the strikers besides Ljubicic can play out wide as well. And Neto with another goal. Great work from Frimpong, and Neto getting himself on the score sheet once again. Looks like he's going to be thriving in these on-camera games. But Sheffield United do have a free kick. But like I was saying, pretty much all of our strikers can play out wide. Djanicevic can play out wide. Pablo Sanchez, Contreras, and Neto can play up front as well. Sergio could potentially play up front as well. So we've got plenty of players. Ljubicic really is pretty much just a pressing forward. He probably could play advanced forward as well. But yeah, so I don't think we need to worry about it. It might be something next season when we're in the Premier League that we might need to take a look at. I mean, that's a little bit dodgy by Brasilia. You should just be catching that. There we go. Does it on the second attempt. So it's one to consider, but I think we've got plenty of players for those positions, so I'm quite happy to move those 2 on. And we've got way too many midfielders now between Maxi, Medic, Hadashok can still play there, even though he's obviously predominantly a centre back. We've got Gregor Pla, we've got Luis Enrique, so we've got like 5 players who can all play there. So we didn't really need Dennis as well. He hasn't really been playing too much, so we got an offer which is more than what we spent on him. So happy to move him on, but we'll see how that. Obviously, those are still in process, so we'll see how those develop. Not a great debut from your boy, so we're gonna bring Sanchez on because, like I say, he's never put a foot wrong. But it will take him obviously a few games. I usually notice it's about 3 to 5 games for new players to start playing well. I think it's probably just that's the amount of time it takes for them to learn your system and learn the way they need to play and get familiar with it. So usually see some better performances. Very rarely do I see a very good debut, but Frimpong whips it in, and Neto once again. I mean, those two have linked up quite a few times this season, but there you've seen it twice in one game. Neto getting on the end of it, or another goal. And he's been terrific. He's been banging them in as of late. Very good stuff. We are 2-0 up now, so again, we'll make a couple changes. We'll bring Kevin on. Little Kevin Contreras, he can come on for Dijanovic. We don't need to see him get injured. Bring Luis. You know what? We'll bring Gregor Plar on for Max Hughes. Looking like a real player now. Do we want to make any more changes? We will bring... Let's bring Haram Mustic on as well at left back, and we'll save the last sub for a little bit later, just in case we need it. Highlight straight from the substitutions. Contreras wins it back. And we just calmly play it back. Gregor Plar there plays it back, and we don't need to do anything. We don't need to worry about anything. We don't need to be forcing it. We are cruising once again. Frimpong driving down the right-hand side. Looks for an option, but he's just going to keep going. This time he whips it in. Falls to Contreras, but goalkeeper comes out a long way to the penalty spot to claim it. He plays it long. Silly long ball. Never going to work. Sanchez wins it. Well, I think it was actually Evans who won it, but it again fell to Frimpong this time. Can he put in a better ball? He does put in another good ball. The Neto's there, and he almost got his hat-trick, but unfortunately, it did hit the post, and the post has denied him his hat-trick there in the FA Cup. Well, that would have been a nice little moment for little Cornetto, but he's actually kind of big, isn't he? Big Cornetto, so we'll make our last change. Who should we bring on? Frimpong's been terrific. Don't really want to take him off. What has happened here? Stop that. Who needs some game time? Probably had a shock. Frimpong actually is tiring a little bit. I think we probably need to look at giving players game. Let's just bring Presland on. He's our young boy. Hopefully he can get a second. Wouldn't that be nice? Well done, Frimpong. A 9.0. What a player. What a player to have at this level. Unbelievable. Unbelievable player, really is going to be very good. And I think, honestly, when we go up next year, and it's definitely a when and not if. There's no way we don't go up. And I'm usually not as confident, but yeah, it's just, we are far and away the best team in this league. And I think we would comfortably stay up in the Premier League next year. I don't know how well we're going to do. We might, the Premier League is definitely a different beast in Football Manager especially, but in real life it is as well. Like, you just don't know how well you're going to do. So we'll see how we get on, but I think we'll be fine. I think if we obviously start the season with the team we've got now, I don't really see us having too many issues. I can genuinely see us, I could see us getting top half. Whether we get Europe or not, I think that's maybe a stretch too far, but I definitely don't think we'll be, lovely goal there. I was never offside. Never offside. Contreras held his run. Linesman, you don't know what you're looking at. Great run from Contreras. Lovely finish. Don't worry about it. I know you were onside. Yeah, I don't know. I think genuinely mid-table is like the lowest I would think we would finish. I really don't see us in a relegation scrap, but you never know. If you get a really tough run at the start of the season, you get all big clubs and the dynamics goes a little bit. You never quite know how it's going to go. So we'll have to just see. But if we can have a good FA Cup run, maybe beat some Premier League sides in that, then at least that gives us a bit of know-how as to whereabouts we are. We did obviously lose to Everton in the League Cup, who are a Premier League side, but they whacked the Championship last season as well, so they're definitely going to be one of the better Premier League sides. So the main aim, though, is just to obviously stay up next year. That'll be the main one, get back in the Premier League on the regular. But if we can get into Europe, hey, wouldn't that be nice? And at this point, we've got to be getting close to doing our final badge, so you never know. Big clubs might start to come sniffing. We never know. This promotion, this hella good season might give us the impetus to get a big move. Obviously, look at someone like Vincent Kompany got Burnley promoted. Very similar style to this, playing good football and winning lots of games. Then got relegated out of the Premier League and got the Bayern job. So you never quite know how it's going to go. Sanchez, lovely work there from Pablo. Could have squared it to Sergio Contreras, but he didn't want it to be offside again. Didn't matter. He finished it himself. Lovely finish. 3-0. We're definitely in the next round. Never in doubt. Lovely ball from Sergio as well. But great work from Sanchez. Never should have been dropped. And that'll be a 3-0 win, which will see us through into the next round. So obviously we'll do all of these games off camera now. All of the rest of the FA Cup. Unless we get to the final, then I guess we'll do maybe the last game of the season in the FA Cup final. But that's a big if we can get to the FA Cup final. But we'll definitely be playing a lot of these championship games off camera because, like I say, we are absolutely flying. So the next time you see us, will be the end of the season. We're not going to mess about. We are going to get to the end of the season, get this championship season wrapped up, get promoted, and have a lovely time with it. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of North to Prem, and I'll see you all for more very soon.